there are some new trends coming up in the field of education, and one such thing is the liberal arts education. And as we've been seeing, it's becoming very popular, but at the same time, it hasn't really produced the kind of knowledge and people that are in sync, with the ethos of Bharat, like you've discussed. So I wanted to ask you, why does this happen? And is there an inherent problem with liberal arts education in India?
Yeah, thanks, Kamal. I think that's a very interesting insight because if you see liberal arts education, actually it is supposed to liberate you. It's supposed to give you understanding of society, understanding the problems, finding a multidisciplinary way to approach the problem and solve it. Right? But unfortunately, they're always in the controversy, all liberal arts colleges. Why is this? That's a very interesting question because I think the crux of the problem definitely is that the Western liberal arts education is based a lot on Western theories, a lot of theories that have emanated from Europe primarily and scholars in the Europe. Nothing wrong with that, but just doesn't work for the Indian context, right? So sociology, anthropology, take up any other subjects of philosophy, philology. These are all having psychology, right, to understand the human beings. These are all the dominant theories are still Western. And if you try to look at the Indian issues from that lens, it's not going to work. For example, if I talk to any liberal arts college student, just an average student, if I look at them, right? So, what are you taught? Whatever you are taught is a big disconnect from the reality in many ways. You're taught to hate yourself because you are born with so many different privileges, and those privileges have been used to oppress the other people in society. You look around and say, okay, that's probably not true, but okay, I'll absorb this. You're taught to hate your heritage, your ancestors, your past, your texts. Everything in the text is supposedly wrong. Your rituals, your caste, right? It is seen as something that has always been in conflict with others. Your gender. So everything is a conflict. Everything is a war, and you are at the center of it. So when you give this type of a oppressor versus an oppressed, and there are multiple wars happening in society all the time, you come up with a lot of disgust and self-hate, right? So a person who is groomed in such a way of understanding society and its issues, and is always looking for binaries and looking for the wars that are happening, to assimilate it and create solutions and lead society is not going to happen. But at the same time, the reality is very, very different. There's a lot of harmony, diversity in society, and India as a civilization has lasted for thousands of years, and it has flourished and it has reached its highest glories. Um, and you try to map these theories that you have learned in the classroom to the ground reality, you can't make sense. And then you say something is wrong, there is majoritarianism, something else has overtaken the country. And this way to perceive and understand doesn't give you the right set of tools or skills to even make sense of what's happening. And this results in more and more frustration, self hate, hating your communities and the civilization. You want to throw it off lock, stock, and barrel, bring about a revolution to cleanse all this and ape the model Western democracies and bring them to India, right? So this whole sense of everything is bad, everything is at odds with everyone else, and we'll have to cleanse this through revolution and bring about a change is not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. You have just been taught the wrong things. While that being said, we need to look at if you liberal arts education itself is amazing. It should happen, but it should happen from an Indian context. And that's where I think we also have an issue because we don't have a lot of scholarship based on our indigenous knowledge sources. Right? If we would develop our own liberal arts curriculum, and that's what we're trying at Rashtraam, that would give you the right lens to look at our society. So if you take psychology and if you look at the Vedic sciences of psychology, right, there's a huge tomes of literature in the yogic sciences that will help you understand oneself better. If you look at sociology from the Indian perspective, if you look at public policy and issues from the Indian perspective, because this is a living civilization, you will find a lot of resonance with what you study in the classroom and when you go and study society. Right? And that I think is what is needed. That will give you a much better way to understand society, understand the issues, build solutions, and work on those solutions more from an Indian perspective, rather than picking up something which is very Eurocentric and is based definitely on very different knowledge systems.
Absolutely, Shobhitji. Thank you for sharing those insights. I think it's so important that our education is rooted in our civilization. And I think you very beautifully explained that to us.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.